Good morning and welcome to Coffee and the Word. And before I get any further, today is November 3rd, which means it's my mommy's birthday. And yes, I do still call her my mommy. So shout out to you, Mom. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. And don't worry, I will be calling. This is not your only happy birthday wish. Anyway, when I first moved to the Dallas-Fort Worth area in the late 90s, my wife and I were just starting our life, and I got a job doing air conditioning work. And so I was traveling all throughout Dallas, going from houses to houses, putting in air conditioning systems. And when I got my truck, one of the first things they do is they give you this book called a Mapsco. And if you don't know what a Mapsco is, it is basically the map of the Metroplex, and it's got different pages. And so I would get an address, and then I would get a Mapsco reference with it. In other words, this will tell you which page this neighborhood is in, and then you would flip over and it'd be G14 or whatever. And so anytime I would get a call, I would go to that Mapsco and I'd map out my route. So I knew exactly where I was going to go. I knew which turns I needed to take beforehand. So I knew exactly what I was doing. And then this really cool thing called GPS came out. And what GPS would do is you would put in your destination, and GPS would tell you how to get there, one turn at a time. And I remember I was in McKinney. I'll never forget this. I was in McKinney. I needed to go back to Dallas, and I came up to this intersection, and my GPS system said, "Turn right at the light." And I got to the light, and I was like, it ain't right. It's left. I've done this 100 times. I know which way I'm going. You're supposed to go left. And so I took a left. And I began to go left, and I'm traveling left, and my GPS is like, you need to turn around. You're going the wrong direction. That's not what it said. It would be like, recomputing. And then it would tell me to take a left at the next intersection, and then take another left, and then another left, and then a right. And you'll be going the right direction because you're an idiot, and you decided you know better than I do, though I use satellite. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say all that. Anyway, so I remember I took this left, and I decided, okay, I've got to look at the map. So I pulled over, I looked at the map, and I went, well, apparently I was supposed to take a right back there. And so I went back to my original spot. And basically from then on, if my GPS said turn right, I turned right, even though many times, I'm like, I think it's left, but I'm going to do what GPS says. And GPS got me where I'm going. The problem with GPS, for me at least, is I like to know way ahead of time. I like to map out my course. And I think a lot of us are like that, but God is not like that. I mean, we all know the destination. That's been punched into our system, right? Destination, heaven. And so we're all headed to, we all want to get to heaven. We all want to get to glory. We all want to get to perfection. We all want to get into the will of God, but we're not always given the directions beforehand. And so today I wanted to look at the story of a guy named Abram. He's found in the 12th chapter of Genesis. And this is what happens in the very first verse. The Lord had said to Abram, go from your country, your people, and your father's house to the land I will show you. And it's always struck me that God that's a big ask, right? Here's what I want you to do, Abram at this point. Abram, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pack up all your stuff, get ready, we're going to a land. And I am certain that Abraham was like, okay, can you tell me where? No, I'll take you. It's a land I will show you. In fact, here, let me give you a little more information. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse, and all the peoples on the earth will be blessed because of you. And so his GPS says, go, right? The God GPS says, you need to get up and go and get out of your country to a land I will show you. But here's the thing. I've got a lot of promises attached to you deciding to do this. And he gives him those three promises, which we're going to go into more depth tomorrow, because I really want to talk about why those three promises are so important to us today. And so Abram just gets up and he goes. He takes all of his stuff, he takes all of his family, and he just leaves everything that he had ever known to go on this journey that God had called him to, so that he can get to the destination God had promised, so that God can fulfill the promises that he has, or the blessings that he has on his life, and Abram doesn't know what any of it is going to look like. He didn't know if there's going to be construction on the way. He didn't know if there's going to be wars on the way. He didn't know if he's going to be attacked. He doesn't know anything other than God said, I've got a destination for you. I need you to just pack up all your stuff, and I need you to get on the road. You don't need to know where I'm going. All you need to do is go left when I say go left. Go right when I say go right. And when we get there, I have a great thing for you. I have a great promise resting for you. Which brings me to us today. I know that a lot of you wonder what God's doing right now. Well, let me give you a little bit of encouragement, right? Jesus says, I will not leave you orphans, I will come to you. And Jesus says, I'm coming back to take you where I'm going. In my Father's house, there are many mansions. And so there's that one promise, right, that God says, just get on the trail, get on the path to the land that I will show you. And a little bit later, we're told that he will not forsake us. He will not leave us. He will not abandon us, but that he is taking us from glory to glory. That he is working all things together for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. That there's nothing that can separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus. Look, I know you want to know the end of the story. Well, you know the end of the story. The problem is you don't want to enjoy the journey. You want to be able to dictate the journey. I love this analogy. Abram is told, get up and leave. I've got a destination for you, but you're going to have to trust me. The same is true of us. We're going to have to trust him. We're going to have to walk where he says to walk so that we can arrive where he promises we'll arrive. I know that some of you are just tired. It seems like you've had to go down the roughest of all roads and you want to just quit. And I'm telling you, quitting is not an option because you can't find your destination if you get off the path. In fact, Jesus suggests that the path is narrow. And the gate is narrow, so you need to stay on that path. Walk where God tells you to walk. Obey where God tells you to obey. Wait when God tells you to wait. He's going to fulfill his promises, and we'll talk more about those blessings that he promised Abram tomorrow. But I just want to encourage you. Today is election day, so I don't want to end this without giving you an encouragement about that real quick. God's already marked out your journey. He knows where you're going. You don't have to spend a moment worrying about what does or doesn't happen today. Oh, I'm going to be watching. I am very interested in what's going to happen today, but I am not afraid. I am not at all worried. I'm not concerned. I'm going to go do my civic duty, and then I'm going to sit back and see what God does. You can do that with me. And let me encourage you today, as the day goes on, encourage somebody. Lift somebody's spirit. I promise that your kindness to another will have far more of an impact on them than whomever is our president. God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Just because it's Election Tuesday doesn't mean you have to have a bad day. I understand it's rough, but God is great. And just like he did with Abram, he's taking you somewhere. Don't spend a moment worrying about today. I hope you have a great day. I hope this has been a wonderful Tuesday for you. Seems like another Monday morning encouragement, doesn't it? Go where he says to go. God bless you. This has been another edition of Coffee and the Word.